Hey everyone, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends and my free-to-play series. It's currently day 55 in this account, just shy of the 2 months, and we are still moving on a little bit, but in reality, as you'll be able to see by the amount of energy I've accrued, I've kind of stopped working on this account beyond doing the dailies. And the reason for that is that this is going to be the last episode. This account is going to go into dormancy, and I'm gonna go back to concentrating on just one account on my main. And there's a few reasons for this, but the main one, overriding everything, is just one of time. I have some projects coming up in real life that I need to focus on. And as it turned out, running a second account wasn't quite as simple as I thought it was going to be. I generally have my raid window open on my second monitor, and it's something that I can just like go to every so often while I'm doing work or while I'm doing other projects on my computer. Having a second one open kind of made that monitor my focus, and then I would occasionally manage to get off it and go and do some other things. And that's not the right way round for this game to be for me. It's like I'm not one of these content creators that is earning a lot of money off it or any money off this. So I need this to be kind of something that is just there in the background, which was what it was always intended to be. It's why I started Raid and left my previous game like this, was because I could have it on my PC and it could just be there running itself in the background, and then I would occasionally look at it, go through some bits, and then go back. Running two accounts solidly has been taking a huge amount of time, which I didn't really expect it to. And this account in particular has become super grindy. Like the lack of a significant progression champion has just made that this account has I have to constantly give it attention if I want it to progress anywhere. And even though I can use BlueStacks to automate the grinding system to a certain degree, I still have to sit there and switch out all the level 2s and the level 3s when I'm doing champion grinding and leveling. I have to constantly monitor the artifacts that I'm getting from the dungeons and things like that. So it's been a lot more work than I expected. And the account still, as you'll have, if you've been following the series, you'll know we haven't pulled any great champions that really help us out. We haven't pulled anything really fun to use either, which means coming into the account and working on the account is not nearly as fun as logging into my main and seeing what that can do every day. I'm now farming Nightmare Clan Boss. I've got an interesting team that's doing that. I've got some interesting arena teams that I'm building. I've got some cool new champions like Astralon and Iron Brago, and I'm about to, next time there's a champ chase, I'm going to get my Arbiter and Drexthar. So there's a lot going on in my main that makes it a fun account to use, and this one is a long way off that. So yeah, this account is going to end, or this series is going to end. The account will sit there. If anyone would like to take over the account and thinks they can make something of it, or take it on and just enjoy using it, you are more than welcome to get in touch. Just drop me a comment below and I can reach out or whatever. And the account is there. Like it, as I say, it's had that $10 spent on it, so it's not a totally free to play account. But if you would like it and to take over, please feel free, get in touch. So the only thing really left to do is we're going to use this weekend to do our final shard pulls and kind of say goodbye with a hurrah. Now, given that I've just said this account is ending, I absolutely guarantee that this will be the weekend that Plarium says, hey, let's give him some really good pulls. So I've already done the Void and the Sacred pulls. I did them during the 2 times over the last couple of days. So we'll jump back in time and see those. But we do have 10 Ancient Shards to do right now, so we will hop into the portal and just get on with summoning those and see what happens. Alright, because I don't want to be here for too long, I am literally just going to hit the times 10, and fingers crossed. Rare, 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 rare. Okay, so we're going to go out as we came in. Rare, 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 rare. Amazing. So we don't even hit one. What did we get? We got a dupe Steel Bowyer, a dupe War Maiden, and literally a dupe Soulbound Bowyer, and absolutely nothing else. I think she's Razin Fusion material, but literally that is the only thing in there. So The account is at least going out on the ancient shards the way it's been the entire time, with not even an epic pull from 10 shards. That is absolutely abysmal. All right, so let's jump back to yesterday and the day before for Voids and Sacreds. Apologize for the lack of camera. My computer was having some weird USB connection issue where it just wasn't registering that my camera existed for some reason. It seems to have fixed itself this morning. I didn't do anything, so no idea what that was about. So apologies for the lack of my face. I don't know, maybe that improves things. But you'll still hear my reactions to these pulls over the mic, and yeah, you'll see what happens. And we will come back to live. Hey, there's a bug in just a few minutes. All right, so this is the Void Shard pull. Here we go. We get a rare, and it's a Doom Screech. It's not bad. It's one of the better champs from the rares. Definitely usable. And we get an epic. Oh my god, we pulled a Madame. Of course it's on this account. Of course it's on this account that I'm about to close down. Of course. Oh, this is almost enough to make it keep going. Literally one of the best champions in the entire game. I should have pulled my main first. She is one of the most sought after, absolutely best arena champions in the entire game. Of course I pull her on doing this last shard pull. Maybe someone will want the account now. Starter account with a Madame. The final one. It's another epic. And it's a Warcaster who is part of, I think, some of the unkillable teams you can do. Block damage on everyone for 1 turn on a 4-turn cooldown. So yeah, so he fills in with anyone who has a single turn of downtime in speed-tuned unkillable teams. So yeah, like Man-Eater teams where there's going to be a turn where the Man-Eater can't keep his unkillable up. If you speed-tune it right, this guy can fill in. Another good champion. That Madame pull though. Alright, here we are for our legendary pull. It's only an epic, and it's a Captain Tamilia. I do not know much about this champion, so 50% chance of continuous heal for herself if it's a critical hit. That's not too bad. And then we get a AoE, increased defense, and heal for everybody based on her max hit points. So she's hit points plus defense on this champion by the looks of things. And then on her final skill, we have an Ally Protect. Okay, so she is another solid champ. Defense and hit points, keep everyone alive. Yeah, not terrible. Not wonderful. Alright, that's the only one I had of these, so we will now jump back to the future. Alright, welcome back to the present. As you can see, we finally got one of those really great pulls with the Madame Seris. While she's not a massive kind of progression champion, like some of the things that you could have pulled are, she definitely would help this account a great deal. Firstly, she'd get you through those arena missions, which are such a sticking point for this account right now. And that would free up a lot more rewards and things from the missions. She'd also definitely help out in some of the dungeons and some of the other content. She's a very usable champion. She's got a great kit. And you're never going to be unhappy that you 5 or 6 starred a Madame Seris. She's always going to be useful into the late game, into the super late game, where she becomes a massive champion. Whereas some of the others that I've considered building in this account are kind of like, well, they're gonna fall off. Even Elhain and Aethel, like, they're gonna fall off and become less and less useful. So yeah, finally got some good pulls right as I expected. Once I'd said I was going to end it, Plarium did exactly what they said. So if we just do a quick overview of what's on the account in terms of champions now. So we've got our 2-star champions that we built up, kind of doing their thing. Saurus is there to be turned into a campaign farmer when there is the time and resources available. Talia was an early pull for us. She's a great late game nuker, but she definitely needs the gear to make that happen. Draconis was very solid for us early. He helped out getting us through some of the dungeon stages and things. Definitely a solid champion and pairs quite nicely with Lodric Falconheart, actually. Like their shields don't stack, but Draconis's heals and shields on the turns when Lodric maybe uses a skill that doesn't put a shield on can be great. Luria, way better than I knew she was going to be. Excellent control champion. When booked and ascended would be very, very solid. I actually found out a lot of people use her in like right up to Faction Wars 21 for the Dark Elves. So yeah, very, very solid champion. Apothecary, we all know about Ugo, one of the more recent epics, but a very, very solid epic with the AoE defense break, which is a huge skill. Obviously, War Maiden, same skill, much easier to book. Rowan, massive disappointment. Really glad I never leveled her beyond where she is. Utterly terrible. Haikatoon, it's a freebie, but an excellent freebie. I've actually just built her out to lead my clan boss team on my main. And as your speeds, as an account, your speeds will gradually increase as you get further into the content. You roll more gear, you get more 2 or 3 rolls on your gear for speed, and the average speed of all your teams gradually increases. The more those increase, the better Haikatoon gets. Same with Apothecary. And it really does start to show as you get around those, like the 200s and 200 plus speeds, just how much difference having a speed boosting champion and a turn meter boosting champion in the team has. And obviously the 19% speed aura that Haikatoon brings is, again, it's a really big deal in some content when you just need to go fast. And my clan boss team in my main is just purely go as fast as you can and hit as hard as you can from as long as you can. And it doesn't often live much into the 30s, but by that point it's done nearly 40 million damage. So 2 King Nightmare with a Haikatoon lead right now, so definitely look at building her when you get her. Frostbringer, no, just food. She is terrible, in no use whatsoever. Sakara is kind of a sniper on steroids. She actually brings 2 AoE nukes, one of which hits 3 times instead of the 2 times that sniper hits, and she has a good solid chance of actually removing buffs from the target while she does it. So stripping on a multi-hit with a 60% chance is actually pretty good. And then she has a big weaken once ascended, which hits everybody as well. So an AoE weaken and an AoE strip. Pretty good. And self-revives if she's got her sister in the team. I only recently pulled her. I can't remember when. I may have had a slide for that. I honestly don't remember. And then obviously the Madame we've talked about. The Warcaster I mentioned when I pulled him. And we have the Captain's Amelia as well. Then there's a few rares that can be of use. Obviously, I was building the Steel Bowyer as a fill-in for the Cold Heart. We still haven't managed to get yet. Veteran works as a attack down champion for Clan Boss if you need one. Obviously, I'm hoping that Lodric Falconheart fills that role along with his shielding. And then after that, there really isn't too much in here. I've got a couple of Soulbound Bowyers now, so I think I built one of those up to level 30, maybe not. But yeah, so that's the account. So it's finally got to a point where I feel like it is kind of a usable account. You could sit and grind. There's a lot of energy there sitting there just waiting to be used to build this account up and level some of these champions. Madame, you're never going to be sorry you leveled. Luria, I feel like that would be similar. Lodric Vulcanheart has definitely got uses right up into the late game, especially now there's things like the Scarab boss in the game. He will be useful there with his always up shield. So there are champions you can now build without feeling like you're wasting your time building champions that are just going to stop being useful after a couple of months of play. But that is going to be it. I am not going to play this account anymore. As I said right at the beginning, I really don't have time for it. It's a massive grind that is now needed. It's got past that point where it's interesting to see how the account progresses in the early game. And while we're still an early game account in terms of power, it's now got to that point where the next set of processes of pushing through dungeons and pushing through content is just going to be a very slow process of slow incremental increases as you gradually 6-star champions and things like that. So this account is absolutely 100% up for grabs. If someone would like it, now that it has the Madame and the Warcaster and the Luria and things on it, you are more than welcome to it. Please reach out, get in touch, either drop me a comment, or I think you can message somehow through the YouTube system. But reach out, let me know if you'd like to take it on. We can always come back to the account later on and do an upgrade as to what you've got, or not. It would be entirely up to you. But yeah, the account is up for grabs. It's just going to sit here, so let me know if that's the case. If not, no worries. Just want to say big shout out to anyone who has watched any part of this series from beginning to end. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support massively. This whole YouTube venture thing has been very new for me. I did it for a variety of reasons, which I won't bore you with, but I am going to continue doing it. I have got another idea in mind for a new series that doesn't require all the gameplay that goes with this series for Raid Shadow Legends, which will be hopefully a little different to anything else that's happening from other content creators as well. So please look out for that. And then alongside that, I will continue to do my other game content with little first play series for new releases and let's play series for some of the games that I'm more interested in, like the Warhammer series and things like that. So there will be content. Please hit the subscribe button if you're willing. That would be a big boost to me. I definitely need to try and grow that number a little bit to start helping with some of the algorithms behind YouTube. And then, yeah, there will be more content in the future. I'm also going to include some content from my real life job in the movies. So if you have interest in movie making and things like that, I'm planning a series around a job that I've got coming up on a new movie. So maybe look out for that one as well. But until then, I just want to say again, a big thank you for your support and for watching. I hope that it has been interesting or fun. At least watching my suffering on this account has been an enjoyable experience for everybody. And with any luck, I will see you in some of my future content. Thanks again. Enjoy your raid. I hope the RNG gods are way more on your side than they have been on mine. And hopefully I'll see you in the future. Take care of yourselves until then. Goodbye.